Let's take down some more of these DraftKings tournaments. We got UFC Noche tomorrow night. Going to walk you through GPP strategy for DraftKings. Tons of members of DFS Army took down a ton of tournaments last week. Millie Maker and NFL. If you want to join DFS Army, link down below. That's the tool I'm going to use. Let me pull it up right here. But this applies strategy guide. It's for everyone, no matter what site or tool you're using. But you do need an optimizer to be doing GPP and mass multi-entering. I suggest DFS Army, link down below to sign up. But let's talk strategy in general. Do me a favor, if you didn't already, off the top, hit that like button for me. Helps a lot. And let's go ahead and let's set our minimum salary this week at $49,400. Anywhere between $49,200 and $49,400 is fine. I'm going to go tournament mode. I go one unique. You can go two. There's different schools of thought. I like one unique because I'm going to try to bunch up other, with my exposures. Entering 150 lineups, you need some element of randomization, anywhere between 0 and 10. I'm thinking lucky 7 this week. Just pick your favorite number in there. And now we're ready to start going. We're going to go fight by fight, and we're going to start putting out some exposures. The biggest thing, if you've not heard me say this before, everything you're doing is based off of a projected ownership. Do you want to be higher than the field on a fighter or lower than the field? GPP is that simple. So let's start off with Todorovic and Medina. I'm over on this fight as a whole. I want to be higher exposed. I want to be overweight to both. Todorovic, I think, is way better than Medina. I think Medina is trash. But I will say Todorovic is chinny. If he loses, I think he's going to get chin checked here. And 6,900 could break the slate. I want to be at least 10% over on both guys. I'm going to leave the rest open for now. We typically do a few different runs here, and we start tweaking exposures along the way. Let's talk Gastelum and Stoltzfus. This is one I think I want to be about field weight. Gastelum, he came in overweight again. It's getting older. I think I'm changing my tune here. I want to be the max I want to be on Gastelum is field weight. I don't want to be over. Stoltzfus, on the other hand, I want to be somewhere between 10 and 20%. I'll let the optimizer do its thing here. I'm okay if I'm a touch under. I'm okay if I'm a touch over. And I'd prefer to be over, hence the setting there. Jean Silva and Diego Lopes. All right, they're only at 67% owned. I was hoping for more here because I don't think this is an all-in fight. I'm taking a stand. My strategy this week, I want to be under on Jean Silva. I think there's better payups. If he wins in round 2, round 3, I don't think he gets there. He's relatively low volume, and I think he's got a tough fight here against Diego Lopes. So I'm going to cap it at 30%. Yeah, 15% under the field maximum. I'm even willing to go a little bit lower than this. But I'll see what the first run here is. Diego Lopes, on the other hand, one of the dogs I like. I want to be over on Diego Lopes, and we'll kind of see what it gives me. I would probably cap this around. I'm going to go ahead and do it, actually. I don't want to be more than double field Diego Lopes, just in case it tries to give me a ton. Puelas and Silva. This is a fight that I in terms of upside, I don't want to be any more than the field on Joaquim Silva. I prefer Claudio Puelas. 23% is a lot. I'm okay dancing around field weight on Puelas. There's plenty of potential he doesn't get there. So kind of lukewarm takes, a couple spots here and going ownership. I'm going to start kind of turning it up a little bit here in that I want to be way underweight to Alice Pereira. I want to be half field. And Montserrat Rendon, I want to be at least 10% over. Rendon's one of my favorite plays on the slate. One of my kill shot options. I want to be at least 27%. I'll see what the tool does here. If I have to limit it, I will. Rob Font. No one's going to play Rob Font. I said I wanted to be under on Rob Font, but under 10% is... I mean, David Martinez, this is clearly the biggest test for him. Just giving this a couple extra seconds of thought here before I really attack it. 8,500 isn't even a crazy price. I don't want to be over on this. 32% Martinez is nuts. I know there's odds value here, but I don't know if he pays off in a win. So I'm going to limit this. I want to be no more than half field. Don't like this play at all. Rob Font, you know what? I'm going to be a little bit specific here. anywhere between like 10 and 20% is fine. These ownerships are too skewed. So while early in the week, I was thinking I want to be under to both. If I'm in the teens and I'm over on Rob Font, that's not a ton, and I get leverage. I'm cool with that. Tatiana Suarez is the pay up I want to force into my lineup, so I'll go 45%. I don't want any more than 65. Feels like too much, and the tool looks like it's going to give me as much as I can handle. So yeah, 65 feels like plenty. Amanda Lemos, no more than 10% here. I don't think I'm going to get much anyway, based on my projection. Next fight, Santiago Luna and Kong Lee. Santiago Luna is a guy I like. I want to be over the field, 30. I don't want to be going crazy here. Probably cap him at 40. Just get over the field comfortably. Kong Lee, on the other hand, I'm going to limit. I don't want to be any more than field weight. We'll see what the tool starts giving me. Luis Garul, not a believer here. I want to be underweight, no more than 20%, at least 5% under the field. Because Aguilar's the guy I'm picking, I'm going to go 15% here. This is when I'm going to have to watch the tool. I don't want the tool to jam in 30% Aguilar, but I'm good with this as a starting point. Let's keep moving here, making sure my recording is still going, because that would be really shitty if I got all the way through this and had to restart. All right, Jared Gordon, 9,100. I'm surprised Gordon is getting this much love here. He doesn't score well at all. I want to be under on Jared Gordon. The tool's going to force them in here. Don't like this play. Disagree with the projections. I want to be at least 5% under the field. Rafa Garcia, on the other hand, is cheap. I'm okay getting over the field on Rafa, because if he wins, I think he's got more upside than Gordon. I'll go at least 25% here. I don't think I want to be any more than like 40. Feels like a lot, but I don't want to over limit the tool. Alex Hernandez, Diego Ferreira. This is simple here. I want to be somewhere in the teens on Hernandez. Field or slightly under. Ferreira, I don't know how much upside he really has here. This feels like a lot, 30%. I do agree. I think he's the better play. I'll probably be at least field, but I don't want to be a ton over. This 30 to 40% range feels about right. Zach Reese and Dumas, this is a fight I like both sides of. I want to get over on Zach Reese, probably to the tune of like at least 45%. I want to be over on Dumas. He is improving. I hate him as a person. 10% owned is too low. I'll go 20, and I'll make sure the tool doesn't go crazy here, because this is a fight that's like minus 550 or something to end inside the distance. Something high. It might not be that high, but yeah, I'm good with this. Again, all the fights I want to get exposure on, this is where I'm kind of going over the field. I limited a lot early. I knew Dumas Reese was coming. I knew Donchenko and Cezinando were coming. I want to be over on both guys here too. So another 45% spot. It's going to try and jam in a lot of Donchenko. I don't think I want any more. I don't want to be more than double field, so that's 65%. Whereas I do want to be Cezinando. This is too low. If he wins, this fight's going to break the slate. So I think if it's a shitty fight, I'm likely in a bad spot here. I'm going to go at least 35%, says Cezinando. No more than 50. I'm pretty much going to be all in this fight. I lean towards the dog. I just lean towards points here. Either way, I'm going to get leverage on the field. And then last up, Costa and Coria. I do think Costa wins. It's a rough price tag. I'm going to see if I can get field weight and just be good there. I don't want to go crazy, so I'll probably cap it at like 30. Somewhere in the 20s is good. Coria, not much interest in. I'll cap this out at 10%. So what you do, if you've not watched before, you go through, you set your initial exposures, you do a run, and then it's tinkering. Some weeks, the tool can give you first run. Be done. Great. Last week, it took us a half hour. We hit the second nuts last week. Did not cap Zachary Reese enough. 45%. I don't think I want any more than... It's going to give me all the Zachary Reese I can handle. I like him in this spot. I don't think I want any more than 60% Zach Reese. Donchenko. Just looking for things that are clearly errors. Todorovic is fine. Everything else is kind of in range this week. Oh, I'm not getting enough Santiago Luna. That's interesting. Let's do another run here and see if anything else crazy. I'm not getting enough Jose Daniel Medina. All right, let's do a run now that we've fixed one item here. Tatiana Suarez, I'm a little higher than I want. That's okay. Reese. Donchenko is fine. A little more Rafa Garcia than I want, which is weird because I know there's other dogs that's not giving me enough of. I'm in range on Rendon and Lopes and Puelas. I'm mostly in range on these guys. Except I'm gonna need to manually boost Luna's projection to get me. I gotta be at least field weight. I like Luna a lot in that spot. So I need to bump his ownership up a little bit. And then I'm not getting enough Medina. So I'm gonna manually boost this. Same thing with Dumas. Like, just manually boost him a little. It's weird that the tool is doing that because I know I have some room because I'm overweight on Garcia. I'm going to do another run. Another little bit of tinkering here. Still over on Rafa Garcia. Very strange. Keep going through, see what got adjusted. Mostly I want to see these guys that I just manually moved. Yeah, so I'm going to have to make a rule here. I'm going to have to use some of the rules. And yeah, I don't have enough John Silva. All right, what if I want to be under on John Silva, but 2%'s it's a little bit too low. What if I make a rule that in all of my lineups I want at least one Dumas, Medina, or John Silva? Probably need to add one more in there. I'm going to go the other way and end up too much. Or Luna. Let's see if I can manipulate the tool that way. So what I'm talking about is I'm going to make a rule that I want at least one, potentially more. I'm fine if there's more of these guys in there. I want at least one of Luna, of John Silva, of who else was I not getting enough of? Dumas. It already escaped me. It's been a long day, guys. People with kids hear me. I want some more Cezinando too. What's happening here? I think I'm just gonna go all in on Cezinando and Donchenko. Or it's gotta be in at least like 80% of my lineups, minimum. The other fighter I wanted to manually add more though was Medina. So we're gonna add in a couple of rules here. In all my lineups, I want at least one of them. Then in minimum, I'm going to say 80%, so that's 120 lineups. I want at least one of Cezinando and Donchenko. And we'll rerun. Let's check out our exposures. Still, so Suarez in range. Now I'm in range on Donchenko. Good. I'm a little bit higher on Luna than I want. May have over calibrated here. Let's see if we lost anything in the process. I'm in range on Garcia and Todorovic and Ferreira and Cezinando. Still a little under. It's a little bit too much Medina now. I think maybe if I add Rendon to that mix, it might kind of even some stuff out here. And I don't, no, I'm good being under on Gastelum. That's good. We got a little bit too much Lopes here. Or sorry, not enough Lopes. Not enough Diego Lopes now. Do want to be over on Diego Lopes. So that's really the big hit. And we're going to end up way under on David Martinez. This is going to be our differential in the field spot here. I think I really need Let's see. I think I want to make sure I get enough of the main. I only want like 30% of the main. I'm not even getting that. So let's continue with this type of manipulation here where we go of the main Diego Lopes and John Silva. I want it in a minimum of 45 lineups. It's 30%. Let's run before we overrule it. Make too many rules. Start coughing up on the tool here. All right, we got Luna back in range. Still in range. I'm just looking for things not on the ranges I said earlier, and that's how I'll adjust. So far, so good. All the way down to Montserrat Rendon. Lopes finally in range. Dumas in range, who wasn't earlier. Puelos, Coria, Medina in range. We're all the way down here. John Silva, that's enough, but not too much. I think this is what we're rocking with, guys. Font, Gaston, Stoltzfus, Conley, Good, Lewis. I'm being under on Garula and Martinez by a lot. If they end up in the optimal, I'm going to have a bad day, but you can't be over on everybody. So this is what we're going to roll with. So to recap, the big differentiators on the slate for me this week end up being I am way under on Jared Gordon. I'm way under on Louis Garul. I am way under on David Martinez. I am over on Cedricus Dumas, Montserrat Rendon, Rafa Garcia, De Cezinando, Luna, Donchenko. So I took some more. I took a bunch of stands where we got overweight on quite a few guys, and Tatiana Suarez is my biggest exposure play and leverage play of the slate, my favorite pay up. So I think we did a pretty good job, and we got over on quite a few fighters while only really having to sacrifice ownership in a few spots. Get them wrong, you get them wrong. That's how the cookie crumbles, but that is what we're going to roll with. So, you know what? I don't even know if the background was up halfway through when I started the video. I'm glad it finally populated in. Do me a favor, guys. If you didn't already, smash the like buttons. That's my GPP strategy for this week. Comment, subscribe to the channel, join DFS Army if you're not already. We'll see you for NFL and MMA this weekend. Good luck, guys. We're going to try and make another millionaire in NFL and at least continue because we've been crushing in the MMA DraftKings streets. I'll see you in Discord. Good luck. Let's cash those lineups.